1900. A relief ship approaches a remote Scottish lighthouse and finds no one to greet it. Inside, the doors are locked from the outside. The lamps are polished, ready to burn. But on the table, a half-eaten meal, an overturned chair. The final logbook entry reads, "Severe storm, men praying." But the sea that day was calm. No storm ever touched these rocks, and of 3 coats hanging by the door, only one remains. 3 men, 0 bodies, one impossible clue. The lighthouse stood on Aileen Moor, the largest of the Flannan Isles, a jagged speck of rock 17 miles from the nearest shore. No ship passed here without reason. No one lived here without purpose. 3 men kept that purpose alive. James Duckett, the principal keeper, Thomas Marshall, steady and young, and Donald MacArthur, the reliever, brought in only weeks before. On the 26th of December, the steamer Hesperus arrived to resupply them. No flag was raised, no signal given. The captain sounded the horn, and silence answered back. A landing party climbed the rocks. The gate closed. The door locked from the inside, then forced open. Inside, the beds were made. The clock had stopped, and the kitchen table sat frozen in time. Plates half full, a chair knocked to the floor, as if someone had risen suddenly. The logbook told its own story. Entries described howling wind, crashing waves. Duckett, quiet. MacArthur, crying. A hardened seaman brought to tears. But the weather logs from passing ships told a different story. Calm seas, clear skies, no storm for miles. Someone in that lighthouse had written a warning about a storm that never came. For over a century, investigators, sailors, and skeptics have tried to explain the impossible. Theory 1. The rogue wave. Some believe a freak wave, sudden, monstrous, swept 2 keepers from the rocks while checking equipment. The third, breaking protocol, ran out without his coat to help them and was pulled in himself. It explains the missing oilskins, it explains the open door, but it doesn't explain the fabricated storm in the log. Theory 2. Madness on the rock. Isolation. 13 days without relief. Some suggest the men turned on each other, a psychological break in the crushing silence of the Atlantic. But there was no blood, no struggle, no sign of violence anywhere on the island. Theory 3. Something else. And then, the stories the locals never liked to tell. Fishermen who refused to sail near the Flannans, calling them cursed. Ancient legends of the other people who walked those cliffs long before the lighthouse was built. Skeptics call it superstition, but even the official investigator, Robert Muirhead, wrote something strange in his final report, something never fully explained. He described the sea that week moving in ways he'd never seen in 20 years on that coastline. To this day, no bodies were ever found, no wreckage, no struggle, no evidence of a storm that the logbook swore had raged for days. 3 men, trained, careful, experienced, broke every rule they lived by in the final moments of their lives. One walked into danger without his coat. One wrote a lie, or a truth no one else could see. And one door was locked, from a side no living man could reach. Somewhere off the coast of Scotland, a lighthouse still stands. The lamp still turns. The keeper's logbook still sits behind glass, its last words a mystery no one has ever solved. Severe storm, men praying. Maybe the storm wasn't in the sky at all. To this day, the case remains open. No court ever ruled on what happened. No inquiry ever closed the file for good. Some call it nature's cruelty, some call it madness, and some still believe something walked those cliffs that night and took what it came for. If you enjoyed unraveling this mystery with us, hit subscribe, because the ocean is full of stories like this one, vanishings, whispers, and secrets the sea refuses to give back. Until then, keep the light burning